Hey there, I'm Paquin, and on this final episode of Building on an Island, we're going to take a look back at the build and discuss some of the highs and lows along the way.
The Building on an Island series is sponsored by Anderson Windows and Doors, the Unico System, Key Link Fencing and Railing, and Legend.
You know, when we embarked on this project, we knew we were going to be facing a handful of challenges, particularly getting material and labor to the island, given that it can only come on the ferry, and that ferry is often vulnerable to weather from high waves and high wind. We spent a significant amount of time pre-planning, planning, and planning to avoid as much as we could. Overall, I'm very proud of our team on all fronts, and I'm particularly proud of the craftsmanship and the quality of the home and the finished product, and that's all made possible by our talented team here at WKP and our incredibly talented trade partners. For those of you that have been following this project and the series, or perhaps my Instagram feed, you know one of my mottos is quality over speed. We never put speed ahead of quality on any custom home. However, on this project, we were going at a very good pace. For the first 5 or 6 months of this project, we were on schedule, at times even a little bit ahead of schedule. And that was largely in part because of all the pre-planning and all the logistical planning that we had put into place. So we were cruising along, things are going really well with the project, and then we ran into 2 hurdles. As the fall season approached that year, this is the first year of the project in the first 6 to 9 months. The lack of an interior designer on the project really started to affect the pace of the project. As you guys know, I'm a strong advocate for an interior designer. They bring a lot of value and they really help make key decisions which help keep us as the builders on schedule. Instead, on this project, the clients opted to take on that role themselves, essentially. They wanted to make a lot of those decisions and they committed to meeting our schedule and deadlines for making decisions and selections. But unfortunately, each of those deadlines passed and we didn't have the information we needed to continue at the pace we had been on, and we quickly found ourselves at a much slower pace of construction. Then the second hurdle, old man winter arrived, and with it, stormy weather, ferry boats often grounded. The weather was too inclement to continue to perform exterior work. As we faded out of winter and into spring, the weather began to improve, as it always does here in southern New England that time of year. And at this point, we had more decisions and selections from the client, and we were able to get back to a steady working pace. Looking back on this project, the 2 takeaways from this project was the importance of having an interior designer on the team. And despite building in a significant amount of delays into the project schedule, we knew we were going to have weather and logistical delays. One of the lessons that we learned on that was we probably could have quadrupled the built-in delays. Mother Nature always wins. On a positive note, despite some of these challenges, despite some of the hiccups, you know, we're always learning, right, in this trade. Every project, there's always lessons that we can take away and move forward to the next project. And frankly, as builders, if we're not learning from one job and learning from those mistakes and carrying them over to the next project, we're not progressing as builders. We're not doing our next client a great service if we're just continuing to repeat what we do in cookie cutter mode per se, right? So all these lessons we learned out here, the fact that it was our first custom home build out here on Block Island, we're very proud of how it turned out. The time frame is very reasonable. The project looks amazing. The quality is amazing. And we're really proud of the trade partners here on the island and the trading partners that worked from the mainland that came over here and had to deal with those same logistics with ferries and airplane rides. We have a handful of amazing projects on our production calendar out here on Block Island over the next 3 or 4 years. And we're really looking forward to taking the lessons we've learned here on this project and applying them to our future projects to improve our systems and processes to best serve our clients. Well, as we wrap up our Building on an Island series, we are embarking on another project. This one is also a tear down, a new custom build, and you can see behind me we're underway. This is actually day one demo, and you can see the machine behind me making quick work of tearing down this old house. And we're excited about this project. It's been about a couple years going through permitting and those type of related processes. And we're even more excited because not only will our firm be building this house, but we have designed this house, and that's a new service that we are offering, design build services. So we're pretty stoked to get going on this project. Thank you for following the series. I appreciate all the messages I've received from so many of you over the last 2 years throughout the course of the project. And thank you to our sponsors, Andersen Windows and Doors, Unico System, Legend Valve, and of course, Keylink Railing. I appreciate the partnership with all of our sponsors. If you guys want to follow this new project, make sure to give me a follow on Instagram, WKP_construction. I'm Paquin. Thanks for watching Building on an Island.